Greg, Maya, and Betty are not experts, nor do they claim to be. They're just a bunch of nerds who enjoy talking about movies, shows, and current events. So sit back, grab a coffee, relax, and enjoy a brand new episode of All Queued Up.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of All Queued Up, the review podcast tied to streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO Max, Disney Plus, etc., etc., etc. I'm your host, Greg Dietz, and with me always is Maya Don Fisher and Betty Badger. How's everyone been? How's everyone doing?
I think Maya should share her good news.
I've been busy as fuck the past week, but yeah, last Wednesday after we got done recording, I went to get my new driver's license photo and everything, and I got my new license Monday, and got my new Social Security card, or my updated insurance cards Friday. Everything's been going really quickly, and I've been staying busy just getting my name updated, changed everywhere, got it updated and changed at my bank yesterday. Been corresponding with credit card companies now, getting that done. Had to go and get my prosthetic adjusted yesterday at the shop. It was actually a centimeter and a half off in length. It was too short. So I was overcompensating.
Do you have to go in? Would you have to go in when you get that adjusted and like give them a sound that it's making, like you do at the mechanics?
Yeah, it's making a sound every step I take. But no, they also ordered a new foot shell because the foot shell they have, like naturally, my right foot was longer than my left foot, by about 3 centimeters. So I would require a larger size shoe for my right foot than my left foot. So I would just naturally wear bigger shoes. Well, the prosthetic guy, he didn't think anything of it and just made it to fit the larger size shoe. Well, it's one size too big to fit shoes from like Torrid and things like that. So I was like, look, now that I'm, making the changes in my life that I've made, I want to be able to wear my cute shoes. You need to give me a smaller foot.
Yeah.
So they ordered a new foot shell for me yesterday. Trying to prepare for the camping trip that we're going on next week. So we had to board the cat somewhere. We found a place to board the cat, but to board the cat, we had to make sure her vaccinations were up to date, and she's a stray that we took in, so we don't know what her vaccinations are, but we know she's probably not been vaccinated within the past year. So we had to scramble to find a place because Betty, there's not a lot of vets in our area, and none of them are open on weekends, and they don't take walk-ins for vaccinations. So I called like 13 different veterinarians in Southwestern Virginia and Southeastern Kentucky, trying to find a place that would get her rabies vaccination and her feline influenza vaccination. And fortunately, I was able to find one that could do it before we leave on our trip next Thursday. So this coming Monday, we got to get her vaccinated, and then we leave Thursday on our trip. So yeah, I've been busy as fuck. Oh, and I got my nails done, and they look fabulous. I love it. And yeah, I've just been really busy. But, not stressful, just time consuming, and all good, positive things happening. So,
Yeah,
That's
it
great.
sounds like a very
That's
exciting week.
fantastic.
I'm sorry about the whole vet thing. We have a vet that we've been using for the past 20-some years. So, and he's a country doctor. He's an old school country doctor, and he's very autistic. Bless his heart. He's just like me. He's the only person I allow to call me Liz. So, but yeah, he lets me give the cats vaccinations at home because I used to work at an animal shelter, so I know what I'm doing. So yeah, he's totally cool. And he is open on weekends. So if you ever find yourself in an emergency, Lee Highway Animal Hospital off exit 13 in Abingdon, they are open up until 12:30 on weekends.
I know where that is.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to live off of exit 10.
Yeah, I mean, a
back
lot
in
of
the
people
day.
don't
And
like
exit
him.
17.
A lot of people don't like him, but I mean, he's great with animals. And if you get to know him, he really is a nice guy. He's just not, he doesn't know how to socialize well, you know. And again, that's why I let him call me Liz. I'm not going to argue with him about it, but you know, he's good with our pets.
That's why he's a great vet. He's better with
Mhm.
animals than people.
Yeah, he's great with animals. You know, he's really good with animals, or else we wouldn't continue to use him for this long. There's other people we could go to, but he's great with animals. So,
Awesome.
yeah. And my week has been, yeah, it's just been a week. So, what about you, Greg?
A little stressful. A few things that happened that I won't talk about on the podcast, but I told you guys beforehand that we're just like, I didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness we don't have to listen to that story again.
I'm
Right.
going to punch you in your goddamn guns.
Oh God!
No, but I did want to
had
tell
to
a
make
story
that
real
joke.
quick that I thought was kind of funny. So there's this girl that I talked to at the grocery store that I go to. She sits at the front and she's literally just a greeter, and she presses a button to say how many people are in the store. And over the past few years, you know, she'll talk about, well, we'll just talk about certain things, but she knows my parents, so she always asks how they're doing, and she's really kind and nice. But lately, she's been talking about how fearful she is of getting the vaccine. She's worried about it and scared, and I've been trying to calm her nerves about it, telling her, you know, the science of it and how it works, and that, you know, like, my dad got the vaccine, both shots, and he's fine, and I got my first one, and I'm fine. And she's like,
Ooh, I get my last one the day this publishes. So yay!
Yay!
Hey, there you go.
And then my birthday is the day after. Yay!
Yeah,
Yay.
you're gonna have a good time.
Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
You're fine. This is really why my stories take forever. As we're talking about stuff, this old lady walks up and she needs a cart, but there's no motorized carts. So the woman I'm talking to says, "Do you want my seat? Like, while we wait for one?" And she was like, "Please, I'd appreciate that." So she sits down. She goes, "What are you two talking about?" And the woman says, "Oh, just I'm worried about getting the shot. I'm scared of it." And she goes, "The shot?" And I said, "Yeah, the vaccine." She's scared to get the vaccine. And the old lady goes, "You know what'll get you over that fear of getting the vaccine?" And the woman goes, "What?" And she goes, "Getting the fucking vaccine." I'm like,
That's
all
awesome.
right, damn fucking 70-year-old lady just fucking telling it how it is. That's amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, this is a
So
lady who
fucking
probably lived through getting the polio vaccine as a child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was really fucking fun. I was like, yeah, you're fucking awesome. But yeah, that's what I'm going to tell everybody. If you're afraid to get the vaccine, that's the way you get over it. You just fucking get the vaccine. The other thing I want to bring up is Betty might know of this channel. You might, but I've known about it for a while, and I just started watching it again because they added a new thing that they're doing on the channel. So there's a YouTube channel called Defunct Land. What they originally started the channel out to be was the history of a theme park or an amusement park that is no longer around. They gained a lot of attraction by doing they're like big short form documentaries, but they did one about a place called Action Park in New Jersey.
New Jersey, yeah,
which was notorious for being extreme.
You keep cutting out, sweetie.
Yeah, you're cutting out.
What'd you say?
You cut
You're cutting out.
when you're pixelating.
Hold on, everybody. All right, how do I sound now? Do I sound any better now?
You sound great now.
Am I still cutting out? Okay.
No, not now.
Yeah, it's this fucking. No? What in the shit?
What?
No, my
you were
laptop
fine.
is sucking ass. Audio-wise, that was fine?
Yeah, you were fine audio-wise. You started to talk about
Hold
Action
on.
Park in New Jersey.
Yeah, I was saying that they did an episode on that, and it got like millions and millions of views. And so I'm just going to use the laptop mic. It doesn't look as good, but whatever. It doesn't fucking glitch out.
It inspired the
Anyway,
Johnny
they got a lot-
Knoxville film Action Point. I know that.
Yes.
Which
yes.
is a very bad movie.
But if you like documentaries, I highly recommend it. They started doing short-form documentaries on shows that no longer exist. The most recent upload was on the PBS Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego game show.
I saw that.
You watched that episode of
I haven't
Defunct
seen
Land?
the episode yet, but it came up in my recommended this morning.
It came up in mine yesterday, actually.
Well, I watched it because it came up in mine as well, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember this I remember this channel because I watched a thing on their channel back when Banksy had opened up a Disneyland, like a really shitty Disneyland parody theme park for like a couple days or some shit.
Yeah.
And Defunct Land did a whole episode on it, and but I never went back to their channel, and now I'm just catching up on other stuff because now with doing TV shows and theme parks, I'm like, I'm really fucking enjoying this. So I just wanted to throw that and recommend it because it's pretty rad. They do the documentaries pretty well too. They stick to like what's going on. They maybe break it down into different parts, but
yeah, I've seen a few other things. Like I know they did one on like Christmas Land, and there was a Jesus Adventureland.
I need to watch that
or
one.
something. Yeah, it was really
Jesus Adventureland.
Yeah, they had built like Noah's Ark and stuff, and
Ken Ham still owns that place. What is it? The Ark
But
Encounter?
There's that, but there's also a different place. I don't think it was out here. I think it was on the West Coast. I don't know. People are weird.
That's amazing.
You know, there's got to be some backyard Jesus lands too. So
yeah, absolutely. I think that's what's so interesting to me about this channel is the fact that like there are these theme parks and stuff that I didn't know existed, or like I watched a show as a kid and like apparently there was some like shady shit in the back. Like they have a whole episode on I don't remember the name of the show, but it was like a girl on a big couch. It was something in the big red couch or the big red chair. But I had heard there was some shady shit about that show. So I'm going to watch that episode and be like, I'm going to fucking get all the gossip. It's going to be great. But yeah, I fucking been like, ooh, this is like perfect for documentary stuff. But all right. Anyway, guys, that was our intro. Hope you enjoyed that. Now we're going to get to the podcast, what we actually record for, which is reviewing shows that we've watched on streaming services, which this week we're going to be reviewing episode 4 of Falcon and Winter Soldier and episode 5 of Invincible. And then we're going to call the episode that. We're going to be done with it, and then we'll be back next week. That's how this works.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah. And so it's a novel idea. It's a novel concept, but yeah.
Huh.
Anyway, y'all,
new.
let's go ahead and dive into Falcon and Winter Soldier. Because there was a lot in this episode, a lot more than the past episode. We loved fucking Zemo dancing, but we got more of Zemo in this episode, and I fucking, dude, so good.
Yeah, this was a really, really good episode. I was very on the edge of my seat, and I was just like, damn it. When it was over, I was like, damn it. Now I gotta wait till next week. Damn it.
Well, like that final shot in the whole episode, like the final fucking thing that was on screen with Walker holding the bloody shield, I was like, that could not be better. That shot is so perfect.
He's going off the rails.
Yeah. I knew he was going to. I think I called it last week that we all knew that he was going to go too far. He was going to do something that was going to be just too far. I thought the way that I thought it was going to happen with him getting the super soldier serum was he was going to get it from Carly. that
Well,
she was
she
going to,
did.
in a sense, like, yeah, in a sense, yeah, you're not wrong. But I didn't think it was going to be like him just finding a vial. My dad cracked me up because he was like, well, I don't understand why Zemo destroyed it. And I'm like, I don't know, all those conversations that they've been having this season about Zemo and his distaste for super soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he started stomping on that shit, I was like, yeah. Apparently he missed one. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I thought this week's episode was really good. It was a little better paced, I felt. And again, more Zemo. You can't go wrong with that because he was just brilliant again in this episode.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what he continues to go on to do after this too, because he's such a good actor.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I remember the first thing I ever saw him in was in Glorious Bastards.
Was
That's
he
a
in the
great
movie?
movie.
He is the young private that becomes smitten with the theater owner.
Okay. I've watched the movie a ton of times, so I know exactly who you're talking about, but my mind is not putting his face in that role. So I'll have to watch that movie again.
He looks different. He was younger. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think it was like his first movie too, or at least his first one this side of the pond.
Ah.
Okay. Well, he's a fantastic actor regardless. I mean, him playing Zemo and having the chemistry and charismaticness that you want to see in that role is just he's fucking nailed it 2 weeks in a row now. But I want to know where he went. Where the fuck did he go?
He went into the sewers.
He El Chapo'd, as fucking
El Chapo'd.
Sam called it. I was like, that's a good line. I like that. Also, don't fuck with the Dora Milaje. Just don't do it. I mean,
that
like
line, I love that. When John Walker was like, "You don't have any jurisdiction here," and she said, "The Dora Milaje have jurisdiction wherever the Dora Milaje happened to be."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah, I was sitting on the couch screaming, "Badass bitches!" Yeah, it makes me excited for the Wheel of Time to come out too because they reminds me of the AL in that story, so it makes me more excited for that. Because I love badass women who are like, "Fuck you, I do what I want." You know?
as often as you talk about that show, I hope it does not even remotely suck.
I know I'm setting myself up for such disappointment.
Because I don't doubt that the books are great. I don't doubt the books are great. I mean, I hear a lot of great things from other people too. So that's what I tell people is adaptations, remakes, and remasters can suck outside of the source material. So,
well, it's like somebody bought up the rights for that show a while back, and they did a pilot with Billy Zane. Oh my god!
Oh god!
Yeah, and they put it out at right at the end of time that would, basically if they didn't do something within a certain amount of time, it would fall out of their hands. So they put it out right before that timing. And it sucked ass. There have been people's own adaptations on YouTube, just skit places that have done so much better. I'm like,
I will say this, Betty. I will say this, that it's rare nowadays to get an adaptation that actually sucks because people are getting control of doing the adaptation that like the source material, that are fans of the source material. I think that's why a lot of the Marvel stuff has worked so well because they keep giving it to people that initially know the characters well enough. So I do think that there's hope for Wheel of Time show. So,
and if they fuck it up, maybe Disney can take over. I mean, it is pretty family friendly for the most part. So
it's supposed to premiere on HBO, right?
Amazon.
Amazon, okay.
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
I mean, yeah, we'll definitely build that. That comes at the end of the year, so we'll definitely be watching that. But because I mean, like for example, we watched The Stand, and you guys really like the book, but that show sucks. So it can happen. It can happen, Betty.
Oh, it absolutely can. I know. I know.
But yeah, so there's a great bit in this episode that I thought was very clever on how it was structured. So if you remember when they go talk to Isaiah Bradley and he gets angry and like throws I think it was like a tuna can or sardine can or something into the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then John throws his shield into the wall in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's fucking symmetry right there. That's beautiful. I love that.
Well, it was also a visual clue to let you know that in that scene with Battlestar just a few moments before when he was like, would you take the serum if you had the chance?
Right.
That
right.
let you know he had definitely taken the serum because he didn't have the strength to throw that shield and have it embed into a wall as deep as it was before.
Right.
Before he would have thrown it and it would have probably just bounced off.
Right.
Yeah, Jeff and I were talking about the fact that, he's a great soldier in his own right. But I don't think they have fully addressed, because they really don't anyways. He's got some PTSD, man, from all the shit that's happened. You don't get those kinds of medals without having some motherfucking PTSD to go with it. And it's not been addressed. And somebody in that position who already has PTSD, who has grown up with a military or has become an adult with a military mindset, it's everything that's going on and wrong with him. Yeah, I could have told you that. Shit, what? I mean, don't do that. So just don't.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why Captain America was so good, because he wasn't so indoctrinated. This dude has been indoctrinated.
Oh yeah, his character in the comic when he was first introduced was literally called Super Patriot. I mean, that should have been your like anybody's first clue on what kind of character John was going to be.
Freedom fries.
Yeah, exactly. I think the other thing about this show that somebody pointed out on Twitter that I thought was very clever was Captain America or Steve Rogers, namely, is the ideal America, what we want America to seem like, whereas John is what America is, the reality of what America is. And I was like, that's very apt, because that's exactly what they're trying to show. That's exactly what their pushing point. Like the end of the episode, like I said, with that shot, which I love just for cinematic reasons. In this day and age with recent events from last year, everything's being filmed. You can't get away. You can't get away with a war crime, let alone immoral fucking shit, without it being on camera, because everybody has the ability to record it. And the fact that he didn't just kill the guy on those steps, he was being recorded by everyone in that crowd. Perfect. Just perfect. Like,
we saw it coming. I mean, this is the world we live in. It was bound to happen. I mean, we knew eventually he's going to lose his schnitzels, and he was going to be in the wrong place at the right time for everybody to fucking see it.
Yep. And I'm glad that that's happening. Like, for narrative structure, I think it's beautiful. I think it's just perfect. And it's crazy we only have 2 episodes left, but I think what's going to happen in my prediction of how the next 2 episodes are going to go is that I think that John is going to be on the run, that he knows that going back home is going to be a problem for him. And that Sam and Bucky are going to be tasked with bringing him in. So there's going to be a big fight to where they bring John in, and then because that's the thing is, like, I kept saying that I don't think that they're going to make John a villain, and he's still technically not, but I don't think that he's not going to be a villain. Like, I don't think he'll be what Agatha was in WandaVision. He's more complex than that. Like, I don't know. It's hard to kind of explain, but I don't think he's going to be a villain. But
and on that note, can we please address Y'all, if you're watching this show and he's pissing you off, don't send him hate mail. He's doing a great job as an actor. If he's pissing you off, he's just an actor and he's a great one at that. So stop sending him fucking hate mail. Just don't. That's not cool, man. Anyways,
I'm gonna make that a little bit broader and just be like, don't fucking send hate mail.
Yeah, just don't. You know,
Like,
I mean, Lord have mercy. Find better ways to spend your time. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Go work in a soup kitchen.
I'll say this: that the actor Wyatt Russell, remember his first name there for a second. He, which I found out recently that he is Kurt Russell's son, so that's a thing. Yeah, he was in an interview.
We literally, Betty mentioned that last show.
Oh wow. I probably heard you and just forgot. Just plumb fucking forgot.
Probably.
Because can't you tell by looking at him?
No, I don't see that. You know how other people
dude, he looks like a blonde Kurt Russell, which would make sense.
Swear to God, my mind can't see that shit. When people look at babies and go, he has her eyes and his nose, I don't see it. I never see it.
Go.
Again, don't know what that says about my brain, but I've never seen that stuff. So I do not see Kurt Russell in him at all.
Well, I hope you don't see Kurt Russell in him. That'd be incest.
You literally know that's not what that phrase means, but you still had to say it.
Of course.
No, he was talking in an interview about being in this role and not knowing anything about Marvel prior, and then like being told to watch certain movies and then read a few of the comics that his character was based on, and then but he'd be on set asking a ton of questions like, so when Thanos did this, like what, like he and people are just like, did you watch the movies, dude? And he's like, no, not yet. Well, in the fucking suit. But they also, like, the interview also talked to him about like going on a camping trip with Kurt and Goldie Hawn, because I guess Goldie Hawn's his mom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like the story about the camping trip was really funny.
That's where he gets the blonde from.
But yeah, at first like glance, I just don't see faces. Like I had no fucking clue until, and I think that's what's funny.
You got like face blindness,
dude. It's bad. Like I never see it.
You're like Marky Bart from Arrested Development. You have face blindness
unless it's like super, super, super fucking close, like borderline clone. I don't see it. So. But anyway, yeah, I agree with Betty. Don't fucking send him hate mail. He's doing a great job. It's fantastic. What else happened in this episode? Battlestar's dead.
Yeah, Carly accidentally killed Battlestar, and you know, I guess she assumed that she was fighting a superpowered being and just hit him as hard as she could, but then realized suddenly, oh no. What have I done?
They got the fuck out of there.
Yeah, she did. I really enjoyed the scenes between her and Sam.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, what I really enjoyed about that was you saw the similarities in their
ideologies.
And then that immediately went away when like she threatened Sam's family.
Yeah.
He was like, none of that shit matters anymore. Like, you fucked up. And I'm like, yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Which is what I think is like where episode, like, I think this episode is going to be about Sam and Bucky confronting John, and then Sam basically becoming Captain America, but his way, like with the suit that he has that I saw in the toy form. And then the last episode is going to be about him taking down.
Oh, they've already shown a figure.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a toiler.
That's a toiler.
You know,
never heard it called that. That's amazing.
Yeah. No, not my term. I didn't coin it. That's the thing. Toilers are real.
Oh, no. I assumed you didn't, because that has got to be within your community, that the realm of collectors, that like you've heard it.
What?
Spoiler? A toiler. Yeah, it's like a spoiler, but in toy form. When a toy is, shown off too soon before something has been previewed to the general public, like in a movie or TV show or something to that effect. We call them toilers.
Well, I was gonna say we know that Sam gets the shield because we've seen those shots in the trailer of him throwing it at a tree. So we know that they get the shield back, but it hasn't happened yet. So it's not that big of a spoiler per se that I've seen that suit, but one of the things this show did that I wasn't expecting because I didn't hear about it prior to the show coming out was Isaiah Bradley being in the show. Had no fucking clue. I didn't know they were bringing in John Walker. So the only people that I knew for sure were in the show were Sam, Bucky, Sharon, and Zemo. That was it.
I didn't know nothing. I had no idea, but again, this so far has been my favorite episode. I've enjoyed it. I do think that, again, he's doing such a brilliant job with, the character of the new Captain America, John Walker. I'm impressed, and again, I love Zemo. Just freaking love him, and everybody else is just fun to look at.
I wonder if there are people out there that have to put a Jolly Rancher in their Zemo to enjoy him.
I mean, that would liven things
up.
Greg Zima. There you go. The look on his face as I made that very bad joke.
When did they stop making Zima?
They brought it back, apparently.
Did they?
Yeah, they stopped and then they brought it back. I think it's still around. I don't know because I'm not a drinker.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had one since like 2002, probably. But yeah, I thought they quit making it.
Yeah, they're Miller Coors is bringing back the malt beverage, and this article was written last year, so I don't know if it's yet.
Yeah, I think it is. Anyway,
I don't know why you want to bring it back. It's not that good.
I've never had it.
Hence the Jolly Ranchers.
Right?
Put Jolly Ranchers in them.
You said that, and I'm like, put a Jolly Rancher in Zemo. I don't understand this. And then it took a hot second for my brain to get to Zemo.
You need two.
Well, I apologize for my very amusing in my head, but ill-timed and not landing joke.
So. Yeah.
I think for me it didn't land because when that was out and before it was discontinued, I was not 21 yet, so I've never.
Neither was I. It didn't keep me from drinking it.
I did drink before I was 21, but usually it was just we had like hard alcohol. We never got like beer, just because it was easier that way. But I never drank enough to know about the Jolly Rancher trick. That's for sure. That is for absolute sure.
Put candy in anything, it's going to taste better.
Arguably, yes.
You know,
I mean, I don't want to put a fucking chocolate bar in my Zima. I'll tell you that.
I don't know. It might taste better. Zima Gold. Oh my God, Zima Gold. Oh. I hope they don't bring that one back. I don't even know what they were trying to do with that, but it was awful.
Well, let's go ahead and give final thoughts on the episode and grades and whatnot. Betty, you go first. I am like stiff.
I'm gonna try and start my cam again. Here we are. Okay. Yeah, I totally get this episode an A+. It had my attention throughout the whole thing. A lot of shit went on. I love the ladies of Wakanda. That was fabulous. This whole episode was just, they really brought a lot to the table. I feel like, it's kind of been meh up until this point. It's been good, but this one was really good. So I'm hoping that the next two, the last two are going to be just as good. So A+ for me. What about you, Maya?
I'll give it an A. I thought it was really solid, really entertaining. I love the interaction between Carly and Sam at Mama Danya's funeral. I basically love to see how they have the shared ideologies or similar ideologies, and how their methods vastly differ. And now that she's crossed a line, she's just not going to be able to redeem herself, at least it seems in Sam's eyes. And I just want to say on the record, somebody made a comparison to her and Enfys Nest, because she played that character in Solo, and said that she was just vapid, angsty, uninteresting, low energy teen. And I'm like, are we watching the same show? Because I think she does have, great character great character strengths to her. But
I mean, obviously, she is the leader of a movement, and look how young she is.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that says a lot right there. Now, I do have to ask something, because I asked Jeff this when we were watching it, and he didn't know. He wasn't sure. Are the Flag Smashers people who survived the snap and then were displaced when the snap came back?
Yeah.
Yes, they survived it. They want the world back to before the blip.
Okay.
One world, one people, no imaginary borders, no walls, just be one community taking care of each other, which is what essentially happened during the 5-year span when half of the population was gone.
Yeah, and then you've already had those 5 years to start building the population back up, which, would probably happen at a decent rate. So yeah, I can imagine that's probably got a lot of issues. I wonder if we're going to see a show that deals with some of those deeper issues. Probably not.
Maybe.
You never know. Maybe.
Yeah, I think the way that Marvel's been handling the post blip stuff has been really clever. We had WandaVision deals with grief and trauma and all that kind of stuff that Wanda was dealing with, and now this show's dealing with the repercussions of society, and is dealing with how, like, no matter what, there's still massive racial issues that are going to come up, and America's not as great as everyone wants to fucking think it is. So
I mean, shit, we should have figured that out a long time ago. But
I don't think Loki's going to deal with it as much, because Loki's not going to be coming to this Earth. He's going to be dealing with other time variants. He might come to this Earth, but we'll see.
What do you mean? What is Loki going to be dealing with?
So he's not of the timeline that we have right now, that we're watching the show in. He is of he's a different variant. He's the variant that we saw in Infinity War. No, Endgame. It was Endgame. Where they go back in time to a different timeline to get the Tesseract, which had the reality or the Space Stone.
Yeah.
And Loki picks it up at a certain point and then disappears. That's the Loki we're going to be following, which is a different timeline than the one we have.
Okay, I had no idea what happened to him. I was just waiting for him to pop back into this universe. I had no idea.
Because this universe's, or this timeline's, Loki was killed by Thanos in the beginning of Infinity War. And so this one is a variant, as the Time Variance Authority is going to bring about for him. And he's going to be tasked with working with the Time Variant Authority or the TVA, to fix other timelines in certain ways, like work with them to get that correct. This is why in the trailer we see shots of like a destroyed New York City, or what looks like a Lady Loki. We're going to be dealing with a lot of that stuff. But I think the idea of the show is that Loki's going to try to figure out a way out of it, and possibly get to this reality where he'll, suddenly be back alive. And
well, he is Loki.
Right, exactly. That's my thought. But we'll see. I mean, I don't think this show is going to be dealing with, I don't think Loki's going to be dealing with the blip and like that kind of stuff and the fashion that the two shows did. So,
and maybe we all need a break.
I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be fucking.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be stellar. Tom Hiddleston is a fantastic actor. But anyway, I'm going to give this episode an A+. I think that with the varying conversations on different ideologies, and like between Zemo talking about ideology, the conversation between Sam and Carly, the visual aspect of the show showing like, hey, things aren't great in America. Like, we gave this shield and this massive title to a guy that has clearly PTSD. Fucking beautiful. Like, I love the fact that they're doing this. Like, it's not beautiful. Like, you get what I'm saying. It's narratively.
Yeah,
it's
I
really
mean,
fucking
it's
good.
narratively, it's telling a great story, you know, and one that needs to be told and
It
needs to be
absolutely
heard.
does.
And
Because-
you know, the platform that they've chosen to do it with is the perfect one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, Marvel has never been shy to address issues in society via their stories, and this is just another example. So if you're watching this and you're like, it's too political, well, then you haven't been reading Marvel correctly. You haven't been reading comics correctly. Sorry to say it that way. You haven't been reading them correctly. Period.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
But yeah, I'm very excited for episode 5. I think I can't wait for like 2 more days, and then we get to watch it. Or I guess I could watch it tomorrow night. Whatever. All right. Why don't we move on to Invincible, episode 5. Thank you. Wow, my brain just stopped.
A lot to unpack.
So that's the clever thing about Invincible, is that it is telling a superhero story in a very unique way. It's dealing with stuff that I didn't think a superhero story could. I think like when you talk about like superheroes that aren't everything they seem to be, you think of The Boys and you go, oh, The Boys is a really great dissection of superheroes. It is to an extent, because you're not following the superheroes. This show, you are following the superheroes, so it's very cool to kind of see that. And outside of Mark just working with the guy that can turn himself into concrete, I assume is what it is.
Titan.
Thank you. You have Mark talking to his dad and saying like, and his dad going, "It's beneath you. You're less than that." Or sorry, you're more than that. That's lesser. You don't need to deal with that. I think that speaks volumes on white privilege in a way, without directly saying it. And Mark's mom telling him like, do what you feel is right. I love that. I absolutely fucking love that. It's just brilliant.
And helping anyone should never be beneath anyone.
Right.
That's another thing she brought up.
Yeah. I was trying to think of the other themes that happened in this episode before that, but
well, it was a lot of flash, shifting from Mark's perspective, fighting all these crazy superpowered people, to him being late for all of his dates with his girlfriend, and then shifting back to focus on Titan and how he's trying to get out from under Machine Head and trying to pay off his debts. And he's like, I'm done, I'm out, and he wants to be out for his family, or so it appears.
With the Machine Head thing, okay, so you've got this dude Titan who can survive bullets. I mean, pretty much take anything you throw at him. And Machine Head tells him, well, I'm not done with you after all. Why didn't he just smash his head right then and there? I know he has his little IT dude standing off to the side waiting to whisk him away, which is also part of something else later on. But I mean, it wouldn't have taken that long for him to just smash his head right between his hands.
I think there's 2 reasons behind that. Machine Head probably has multiple machine heads to back up on. And Titan knows this. And B, I think it's because Titan had a plan. He had a plan in motion that he was trying to get done, and by just killing Machine Head there, it wouldn't have panned out the way he wanted it to. He was obviously getting that other guy on board and making a scene that would have not gotten suspicion from anybody else. That's my idea. They never say it, but obviously that's what I think. So I don't know.
I have to say the superpowered team that Machine Head employs to fight Titan and Invincible, and then later, what are they called? Freedom Force or whatever. The new,
they're the new Guardians.
No, they're the new Guardians. Sorry, that one, the big cat like
Battle Beast,
Thundercat.
Yeah, well, they call him Battle Beast in the show, which is awesome because he looks exactly like a spin-off line from the Transformers back in the 80s called Battle Beasts. They were just little 2-inch tall, 3 points of articulation. They just moved at their arms and their heads, and they had rub signs on their chests, fire, wood, or water. And it was like a combat system, like paper, rock, scissors, but he looks just like one of the Battle Beasts from back in the 80s, which was, I was like,
he looked
that's
like
awesome.
A Thundercat. I just thought I saw Thundercat. That's all I saw when I looked down. I was like, oh, he's a Thundercat. Which is also a 80s cartoon. So, but yeah, he was
a badass.
That was a boss I wouldn't want to face. Yeah, I mean that was a bit overpowered in my opinion. I'm just like, dude, whoa, Japanese ghost over here. I just don't get it.
I'd like to know exactly what Cecil took out of Machine Head's head.
Yep.
Like, what was that?
It was that chip that Titan. It was that upgrade chip that Titan had stolen for him, I think, or maybe it was this whole central processing unit.
Yeah, I'm thinking like maybe it's his brain, and they're gonna plug it into something else and get information out of it. I don't know, but because Cecil always has a reason for everything. Like he's not just blindly going from thing to thing. He has a plan. And I just don't know what it is, other than trying to take down Omni-Man, obviously.
Well, because the whole thing with what happened there at the end. I mean, first, we also should talk about the fact that Mom found the book in the closet.
Yeah.
With all the stuff written in it, and she's, she knows Dad's acting sus at this point. She's all looking into it. I mean, shit, she sent him all around the world for dinner, just looking for time and shit. And, now we know that's going to be brought up next episode. But what happened there at the end when they came in, and basically got obliterated. Is this a George R. Martin moment, or did we just lose a fistful of characters? Or are they going to?
So we saw Robot bring Monster Girl back when she was in her kid form, and we know Mark still has a heartbeat. And I don't think Mark's going to die. He's the main. He's the only character, as far as I know, that has plot armor.
Well, yeah, and they had that sample at the end, and they were saying, these cells won't die, so obviously he's not going to die. But the rest of them.
So my theory, my thought, and again, for the audience, haven't read the comic. I'm going to read the comic after the season's over because I don't want to spoil the show since I'm already into the show. But my theory is that Cecil knows, because he knows that Omni-Man killed the Guardians of the Globe, but he doesn't know why. And I think the why is that Viltrumites, they are a conquering race. And the point of going from planet to planet isn't peaceful aspects. It's to take over the planet. It's to become a empire, if you will. And he Nolan was sent to Earth to do that. They might go to certain planets to basically say, like, we can protect you, and then they just immediately are like, they bow down. Whereas Earth already had a bunch of superpowered people, so he couldn't do that immediately. And now he's trying to take care of it because the Viltrumites are going to basically come calling. And before that, or at least that's what I think, but I do think that there's supposed to be a giant fight between Mark and his dad. Big old fight. And that's a lot of that has to do with the fact that Amazon's promo picture when you go to start the episode is kind of telling me that. I don't know if you guys see the same thing I see, but when I turn on the episode, It's a shot of like what looks like part of a destroyed city with Omni-Man in the distance, kind of like fist clenched and floating there, looking back at Mark, who's laying on the ground, who's kind of on his like hands here with a destroyed fucking face piece, and he looks like he's in immense pain. So I think the show is going to end in a giant fight between, or at least the last episode is going to be a fight between Mark and his dad.
Well, it's like his Omni-Man's wife. I can't remember her name. Genevieve?
Yeah. I'm looking it up. I can't remember either.
She did.
Normally, I'd be able to spit it right out, but I can't. I want to say Carol.
Oh, we do know that the show is 8 episodes total, by the way. Just so you guys know.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Debbie.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, she's voiced by Sandra Oh. Didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So when, after the whole thing about him telling Mark that, helping Titan was beneath him, she's in the kitchen. She's like, when you first came here, you didn't know nothing about humans. I had to teach you about how, to be kind and all this other stuff. And I'm like, ooh, that speaks volumes, honey.
Yeah.
Bad shit's about to go down. If you had to teach him, human ethics, that's not good. That's not good.
I full on think that the Viltrumites are not a good race. They are not a good race. They're just a powerful race.
Yeah, they are definitely that.
But I'm excited. I'm excited for this. So here's another question for you guys. What do you think? Because I have a theory, but what do you think Robot is doing? What do you think his end goal is?
No clue. I've not really speculated.
Okay, so here's my theory. So there are a couple moments in the show where somebody mentions about being a human, or that Robot doesn't understand what it's like to be a human, and he has this, like, the tone in his voice is very like something was up with that. So here's my theory. Robot was once a human man, and he died in a car wreck that killed his daughter. And they transferred his brain into a living body, kind of like what happened with Clive on Doom Patrol. And he's been finding a way to bring back his own body for a long time now. And this is why I think he overreacted about Monster Girl so strongly as he did, because he sees his daughter in Monster Girl, even though she's...
I wondered about that.
But he doesn't want to just bring back his body or his daughter. He wants to make them a superhero, which is why he took Rexplosion's blood. And which is, I mean, it might be his son too. I don't fucking know, but that's what I think. I think his goal is to recreate a loved one or his own body, one of the two. So, but because I don't think it's malicious intent. I really don't think it's malicious intent. Like, a lot of people are like, "Oh, he's a bad guy," because and I'm like, no, I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's
more human than people give him credit for.
I think he was human at one point. I think he was human at one time. 100% do.
Interesting.
But I could be totally fucking wrong and completely blindsided about what the truth is, but that's my theory. Just based on how he talks. Like, when they got back from that, like, it was sort of the beginning of the episode, but it was it might have been last episode. But anyway, it was when the new Guardians had gotten back from fighting something, and then the black guy, what the fuck's his name? He has a big old suit of armor. No.
No. Oh yeah, the guy who runs everything. The parent.
Yeah. Anyway, he shows them that, like, they didn't save a bus full of people.
Wasn't it? Is it Sam? Is his name
Cecil? You talking about Cecil?
No, Sam.
No.
Oh, Samson.
Yeah, Samson. Yes, Samson. God,
Sam.
Lord. He what was I saying about him? Now I lost my train of thought completely. Wow. Oh, that's what it was.
The
It was
battle
after that
analysis.
shot. Okay, I got it. I'm here. It was right after they showed that, and then all the other characters had walked away. after saying how they felt about the situation, to which he says to Robot, can you believe these guys? And then Robot looks at Monster Girl and says, some of them. That was a big clue too. So I think that that's right there. Jesus, that took way too long to get to that point. I think that's why why he looks at her so intently like that, why he's so protective of her, because it reminds him of somebody. And I'm going to assume daughter. Again, could be wrong, but that's where my thought process went. So we'll see.
But I think overall it was a very good episode. You know,
that's fantastic.
They're doing a good job with the story.
I was gonna say let's just go ahead and give a grade. Go with grades here. Betty, why don't you go? You want to go ahead and go first on this one as well?
Again, I'm gonna have to give it another A+. You know, they've blown it out of the park with surprises. I like the way they're telling the story. You know,
Cat buttholes.
Yep. To see what happens next week. So yeah, A+ for me. What about you, Greg?
A+ as well. I think it's a fucking stellar episode. I think the unraveling of who Omni-Man is really coming to a head, and I'm very excited for it. I still want to know everything that Cecil has up his sleeve. I think showing that Mark is not invincible is really, really, really fucking clever. Since that's his fucking name.
Yeah.
So and also it shows that like even with Mark's good intent and good intentions, like his dad was kind of right. His dad was kind of right. I love that's the way that they're going to tell the story. So
I mean, because you know that ending, whoo, wow,
it was a lot.
It was like, wow.
Maya?
I'll give it an A. I thought it was really well done, really good story. And, you know, even though it seems that Titan was manipulating Mark in the end, he still had noble reasons to do so. You know, he's wanting to protect his family. He genuinely seems to want to help people who are down on their luck. So I'm debating to see, you know, if it was for ultimately nefarious purposes or if he did like he said he was going to. I'm here to help real people. I just like the depth that they added to his character.
Yeah, I mean, again, I can't, you know, I can't hate it, but you know, shame on you. Just shame on you. Yeah, I just very disappointed young man.
Yeah, this show has fucking layers, and I absolutely love it. That's something I was talking to my dad about because he's very much the golden age of superhero stuff. And back when like it was the same year that Deadpool, Civil War, and Batman vs Superman came out, the same year. And he was just like, I'm kind of done with superhero stuff. Like, I don't like when superheroes fight each other. They're supposed to fight the bad guys and save the day. And I'm like, so stories can't be more complicated? And he's like, well, they can. I just don't know why it has to be these characters. And now that he's kind of on board with what I'm getting at when I say that kind of stuff, he's like really fucking enjoying Falcon and Winter Soldier. He's really enjoyed all the MCU movies. And he's just like fucking to him, The Boys and Invincible are fucking fantastic. And I'm just like, yes, Dad. Superheroes don't have to be one-dimensional. They really don't.
Nope.
So, well, yeah, I think that's going to do it for us today, everybody. Next week, we'll obviously covering episode 5 of Falcon and Winter Soldier and episode 6 of Invincible. So make sure you watch that and join us. We're all very excited over here to keep watching these shows because they do a really good job. Make sure you follow us on all the socials listed below. You can still find our merch on the Teespring site. Didn't they add some new stuff recently? Some new product?
I added some new things in from their available options. There are tumblers now available.
That's right.
There are face masks available. And, if time permits in the next week, I'll get in there and update and put some more items in.
Hell yeah. Fucking. Yeah, but yeah, guys, get in there and purchase something. Show your love and a monetary value.
All proceeds go to the upkeep of the show. And when you do purchase something, send us a picture of you showing off your wares, and we'll put it on our Instagram and our Twitter
Absolutely.
and Facebook. Show it
Absolutely.
off. Spread the
100%.
love.
Also, if you're listening to this on audio version, go to our YouTube channel. Give it a little follow. Give us a little like on the video. If you listen to the video or listen to the podcast already, and you don't want to listen to it again, don't worry about it. Just give us a little like. It helps with the algorithm and promoting our podcast to people who might enjoy it. So, that's all you got to do. It's a free thing you can do to help us out if you want to.
Takes just a minute to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and throw a thumb.
Yep. And if you want to leave a comment, we appreciate that too. But it's up to you. But yeah, other than that, folks, Maya, where can folks find you? I was gonna say, folks, where can Maya find you? But I don't think that works as well as
Well, first of all, I'm not looking for anybody, so I guess my day is done. All right. No, but if you want to follow me online, you can find me on Facebook under my name. If you wish to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, those profiles are linked to my Facebook page. It's a public profile. If you want to catch me on other shows, I'm on 2 other podcasts, both on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel. One being Figga Bangin', where we do a live action figure review every other Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then every Friday, right now, because of internet issues and recording, I'm unable to live stream because of the node that I'm on via my cable company, Comcast, is overloaded. And because of that, my upstream is getting killed, so I can't live stream. So we're having to pre-record our shows. But those are also on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel. Normally they'd be on Friday nights, but I've been having to upload them on Saturdays because we can't record until Fridays as a result. But if you subscribe to that channel and hit the notifications, you'll get the alerts for those. But that's a fun show that we have covering various topics in nerd entertainment, comics, movies, TV shows, toys, all things adjacent. It's a fun time. But those are the places that you can find me. But what about you, Betty? Where can people find you?
Right here holding a kitty.
That's a big kitty.
She is a big kitty. Luna. You can find me on Twitter at Bright Betty, and you can find me on Facebook at Betty Badger Ogletree. And other than that, you can find me playing Skyrim at this point. So, I'm playing with the kitties.
Skyrim.
What about you, Greg?
You can find me under Chubruck Geek under all socials. I'm usually active on Twitter. Anthony and I have been trying to do more stuff. That was the other thing. I did upload those videos, Maya, and forgot to send them to you. So I have recorded some reviews. I'm going to send them to Maya so that way she can edit them, add music or whatever, and then upload them to the YouTube channel. Not a ton of editing because there's no need to do that per se. But hopefully we'll have those up soon, so you can check those out as well on the YouTube channel. And I was gonna say, Anthony and I have been doing some stuff for the other channel. I did a review. I just recorded a review for It Takes Two. So if you want to hear me talk about that again, if you didn't hear me talk about it last week, go ahead and do that. But it is a review of me finishing the game, so there's that. Yeah, I think that's it in that regard. And I'll be uploading that to the Mission Start Tubes channel, is the channel name. But other than that, I think that's it for the moment. Yeah, that's it. So guys, again, Falcon Winter Soldier, Invincible. Thank you so much for listening. And in case you forgot, because I want to throw this out there, Black Lives Matter, stop Asian hate, protect trans lives. It's that fucking simple. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, peace, love, and kitty cats.
Take care, everybody.